Hello my friends, welcome to another video about how to fix a CD player. And this one is not really all that much about this Counterpoint DA-11.5E CD transport, which is largely fixed, but about availability of lasers and finding out what's the problem, whether it's mechanical and electrical. And you have to always fix mechanical first. So this one's largely fixed, you know, it has been in 2 workshops before and it didn't play at all. As you see, I've sort of made it go. It still waits for some buffer to enable the tossling in another coaxial output. And you say, well, what's wrong with it if it plays? Well, it plays and it jumps and it does everything well. But, whereas it opens nicely, it doesn't want to close properly. I originally thought that if I lift the tray a bit and hit the open close button again, that it works better. But in fact, you have to nudge it a bit from the left. I even asked a friend of mine who fixes gates, you know, like entry gates into big businesses. He's good at working out, you know, those rack-driven concepts, because the rack is on one side. A rack is a set of teeth, for those who don't speak English that well. I'll show you that in a moment. So what happens here, if you nudge it a bit from the left, it will actually go in. So it has to be the right timing for it to know that it is there. So what's the problem? Is it electrical or is it mechanical? Well, it's easy to find in this, and I'll show you how. The main thing is to disengage the drive. And disengaging the drive in this player is relatively easy. In here there's a belt, and if we go and unhook that belt from the pulley, okay, so now the tray moves freely. See, so there is no obstruction, so we know that, well, we know that the problem doesn't seem to be mechanical, but of course in this case it is, because if it drives it one way, it drives it the other way as well. So the next step is to find out what on earth is going on. So to do that, you have to remove the tray. Now, for goodness sake, please, if you don't know how to remove the tray, don't try. In this particular unit, there is a, probably you won't be able to see it because it's all dark here, but there is a little lever that you have to push either way. I don't remember which way. I'll have to leave probably the camera a moment on the pedestal to be able to push it. I'll show you the actual lever later when I remove it. I'm having trouble now. Here it goes. Here it goes, it is removed. We'll see if that video is still any good. So the lever that you need to push in this particular unit, sorry I'm doing it with, you know, one hand, is that one there. Is that one there. You see, this is, the tray comes in and stops at that. So if you push it that way, the tray comes out. Each loader has its own trick. So, well, you have to work it out, basically. Nobody will tell you that. And I don't remember for each particular unit. So I looked carefully, and I thought, well, if, and here is the rack, the set of teeth, you know, on the thing, and it's being driven by that gear. So if it works one way and not the other, obviously something must be obstructing it. And on this side, everything is fine. The guides there are fine. But what is not fine, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, I can get some pointer, is that thing there. That looks like somebody had a soldering iron onto it. And it's bulged, and I actually measured that. It sort of lost about a millimeter from its height, but basically it's not as well defined and square as that. It's just a bit fattish and squished. So now my task will be to restore that, and that's the problem. Not the laser, which was $25. It's the loader. If you can't get that loader, well, that's the end of it. You know, if it's not going to work properly, if I cannot make that tray go in and out, that's the end of that transport, really, because I cannot sell it to somebody and say, well, just push it in by hand. You know, it's not really properly done. So that was the object of the exercise. You know, this has been worked on many people, and there have been some gurus in Malaysia, and what those gurus have done, among other things, they fitted those bits of wood everywhere. I've sort of removed it, and some blue tack, as you see as well. There is one left there, it's holding very well, but they were just randomly in different places, supposedly to make it sound better. So, but obviously they had a problem with the soldering iron, and I don't know what they were doing with soldering iron there, but here it is. You know, maybe this is already a loader from a different player that has been modified. I have no idea, because it's got some hacked standoffs on the bottom. But one way or another, you know, hopefully now that I know what the problem is, I'll might be able to fix it. So the takeout from that is, don't worry about lasers, worry about loaders, because that sort of can spell the end of your player. Or even better than that, make sure that nobody else worked on it before you give it to somebody who knows what they're doing, because you know, hobbyists sometimes can fix things, sometimes can break things. Thank you very much. Bye bye.